Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio.
And Friday is Groundhog's Day, right?
Yeah.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah.
I heard someone say, the dude's not a meteorologist. Well, number one, it's a groundhog.
They don't have school for them.
And I don't know if it's all just like fun. Like the whole town gets together. Tourists from all over the globe come to see Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, who would have
right?
ever heard of that little town in Pennsylvania had it not been for this whole thing?
So it's good tourism for everybody. But I don't know how many times they said he's seen his shadow and then there's more winter.
I never can keep track. If he sees his shadow, less winter, more. I can't keep track.
You see
of
the
it.
shadow, there's more winter.
Okay.
I think I'm right,
I'll
Scott.
forget by Friday.
That's right.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And I can't remember the last time he didn't see his shadow. It seems like every year he's seeing it.
Yeah. Well, I see my shadow all the time get scared.
Do they position him so that the sun is behind him? Because that's how shadows
It's a
are
big
created.
decree. There's all this music. It seems to be the same two guys that are always singing at the beginning of it. The crowd showing up at so early in the morning.
There's a whole movie on the thing.
Well, and that's one of my favorite movies.
I love that movie.
That's
the best.
so
Yes.
good. So good. I still want to meet Annie. What's her name?
Andy McDowell.
That's it. Because at one time she was in Asheville. I don't know if she's still in Asheville.
I think she still at least has a home in the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I believe it's Asheville.
Yeah,
At one time, I believe her kids went to school in Asheville.
Yeah. And then
to
Bill
a private
Murray
school.
lives
Charleston.
Charleston, yeah, has a home there from what I understand because you see him at restaurants all the time.
And then there's Tater and is it Hammy?
Yammy.
That are going to predict who's going to win the Super Bowl on Friday as well as winner.
Are they going to show up in a Taylor Swift T-shirt? How are they going to predict it?
Taylor Swift should come to this one.
She should.
That's in Asheville, right?
Yeah,
Lake
I think
Lure?
so. Yes. Tater and Yammy, I love
And then who is it in Raleigh? I always mix up the name. Come on, Scott.
Sir Walter.
That's
Wally.
it. Sir
Yes.
Walter Wally.
Is he a groundhog? What
Yes.
is he? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, of course.
There's a bit to do
all
in Raleigh.
groundhogs.
Somebody has an armadillo that does this thing.
So here's an open mic that came in through the My HISRadio app.
Hey, Rob and Lizz, this is Wayne. If the groundhog sees a shadow, they say there's 6 more weeks of winter. If you check your calendar, there's still 6 more weeks of winter anyway. So what's the point? I don't know.
You have a good point in what's the point.
3, 4, 5.
He's right.
Oh, he is.
Wayne is right. He's absolutely right.
Well, I just want to. Actually, it's even a little more than 6 weeks, I guess, because it's winter officially ends on the 19th of March.
It's just a
that.
fun thing. 800-447-7234. Hey, Christy.
Groundhog's Day is my birthday.
Early happy birthday to you.
Thank you. But I always think it's not fair when they talk about Punxsutawney Phil when they're up in Pennsylvania and we're down here. It's not fair at all.
It's like Punxsutawney Phil is the Taylor Swift of groundhogs.
No, it is not. It's not true.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Just out of curiosity, because, listen, anybody who has more than one person in their house has one or multiple locations where you hide your personal snacks. I mean, Liz, for instance, has a hiding place.
Yeah, currently I have some things in my trunk of my car, and that's Coke Zero, because my boys have now developed, because I bring it in the house, they want it.
They suck it down,
Right.
of course.
Yeah, see, I say that too. They suck it down. My husband's like, they'll suck it down. Yes, they do.
Just for the record, her husband Joey sounds nothing like that.
Just like that.
He is a very kind person.
He is.
Just want you to know.
Beautiful man.
No way does he go. No way that he does that.
Let him have it.
Scott has teenagers. He has multiple hiding places for the snacks.
Yeah, like Liz, the trunk of the car is a good one. The garage and some of the most, tippy-toest, highest corners in the kitchen. And guess what? The kids find all of them.
Isn't
I'm running
that
out of spaces.
crazy? That is just so crazy. I have one. I'm not going to say where it is. Nobody's found my spot. I am not going to tell
And his
whatsoever.
gym bag under the dirty gym socks.
That it should be. It should be, but it's not. But I'm not going to tell you where it is anywhere. It is in the house somewhere. I also had one in the garage. Eli found that. I had a little pocket in the pantry. That was found out. I mean, all these other things.
I have hid things under the tin foil, and there's a lady that has a hack to put your snacks like in the frozen vegetables in your freezer. Well, my son, I won't say which one, but he's almost 6'4", and
They both are like 6'4".
yeah, well, he has an elevated palate now, and so he uses some of the vegetables that I would hide, if I followed this hack.
That's something else to hide vegetables.
Right? Well, you hide your little fun-size Snickers, is what she says, in the vegetables.
Not anymore.
No, because this son would use that. You know? And
He's
so
the
he
one
would-
that's been cooking lately, hasn't he?
Yes, just like the chef on the Muppets.
A few texts came in at 800-447-7234.
Teresa said, okay, hide your snacks in the board game boxes for games they don't like to play. It's a great hiding space.
Great idea.
Yep. Jeanette said, okay, here's what you do. You take an empty box from a women's product and stash it under the bathroom sink. So just hide it up under there. They're not going near it.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to blush. Kaylee is here. Where do you hide it, Kaylee?
It's in the pantry, but they have no idea where it is.
One little detail you're leaving out on us. How are you disguising it?
Okay, so it's in a dog food, bag.
Chris said this.
I hide everything either on top of the refrigerator or on top of the cabinet. She can't even see it.
You know there are things called chairs that she can drag over to the fridge.
She ain't gonna work that hard.
Okay, them is fighting words.
I mean, she ain't going to work that hard.
Because he says that she's a little bit shorter than he is, so she can't see on top of the fridge.
Well, sure. I live that life. I get it. We can't
So-
see on the top of things.
So what Chris does not know is that his wife Susan heard the entire conversation.
Yeah, she did.
Didn't you there, Susan?
I did. He hides stuff from me, but I hide stuff from him too.
Oh, okay. Do tell.
I hide stuff in my nightstand, my snacks.
And he digs into your snacks for real?
He has.
Okay, he told us granola bar. What do you hide?
Potato chips.
Well, I would say your stash is better than his.
Yeah, what kind?
Oh yeah, I like the Doritos.
Oh, what other chips? It can't be just Doritos.
Well, I like those. Have you ever heard of the Munchies?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, those
Oh.
are my favorites.
What else?
Like the Sun Chips, the Munchies, and Doritos.
Yeah, and
Those are my
Doritos.
favorites.
That's the big three, huh?
Oh yeah.
And do you find those granola bars that he hides way up high from you?
Well, I've only found them once, but like you said, I'm not going to work that hard for them.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Thank you so much for your help in building for the future of His Radio. We're looking at the next 40 years of ministry, out of date and out of room, and now because of you, this building expansion has been moving forward and now down to about $2 million to go to complete this project.
Yeah. And the building process started back in the summer. Now, this was a plan that we kind of put together, and it's been in place, trying to make it happen over the last several decades. And so just being felt by God, leading us to start this building project. We actually broke ground back in the summer, and we had great plans in place. And we decided we're going to back up and let God do his thing. He led us here.
God's like, don't you know that I hung every star in the sky? I created you in your mother's womb, and I've got this. So allow me to do it. Present the need and let me do the rest. And so we're doing that. We're getting out of God's way because he is bigger, and we dare to believe bigger right now on what God is doing through people like you. So we present the need. We're 1% of the way to the $2 million left to raise for building for the future of His Radio. And we're looking to wrap it up next week, February 8th, when we go to you on the air and say, would you give your gift right now and help build the future of His Radio? It's really, and you know what His Radio is all about. It's all about reaching lives for Jesus. And that's what this building for the future is all about, because we're out of date and out of room. So thank you for giving your gift right now.
Yeah, and out of date doesn't mean it's something fancy that we're looking for, but actually just to stay up to date with technology so we don't have some of those issues that come with being out of date. And that's where you come in. You can even give your gift now. You don't have to wait until February 8th when we start this fundraiser, but you can actually do it right now. Text the word GIVE to 800-447-7234. You can also do it online at hisradio.com or the My His Radio app.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
It's Rob and Lizz in the morning. This is His Radio.
I feel so sorry for this lady. She was in her pantry probably looking for the rice-a-roni, and she shut the door to the pantry, and she got locked in.
Huh? Her own pantry?
Yes. So this was in Budapest, and she was stuck in her pantry, not for an hour, not for a couple hours, for several weeks.
Weeks?
Wait, over Christmas.
She evidently she lives by herself.
She lives by herself. Evidently, she has no close neighbors. And unfortunately, I'm thinking she doesn't have family that was like, where's Mom at Christmas?
At least she had things to eat.
She didn't have that much. She ended up losing like 10 pounds.
No.
Yes. So what she lived on basically was tomato juice and bottled fruit. So like I have like mandarins in a jar, kind of at home. So I feel like that's what she was eating.
There's weight loss programs. But that's not the kind of way you want to lose weight, getting locked in a pantry like that.
No, absolutely not. They said she was, pretty good considering. But I'm thinking, how do you get locked in your pantry?
And why do you have a lock on your pantry, especially when you live by yourself?
Yes.
Out in the middle of nowhere, evidently.
Well, even if there were a lock on the pantry, I moved in and somebody had put it in there, maybe, to keep the kids out or something like that, I would never think, I probably need to take that lock off because I'm going to get locked in there one day.
Probably.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
It was a couple of weeks ago, all that snow that came just barreling down on the country, except for here. Thank you very much, because I wanted it. But anyway, there was a pig that got loose from a truck. I think this was at a gas station in Kentucky, just to play in the snow. And this is a big honking pig.
Yeah, he wasn't just a little runt, a little piglet. He was
I'm
a
going
big
to say
old boy.
400, 500 pounds.
Oh, probably.
Big black pig out in the snow playing, just having fun.
Of course. He saw it fall and he was like, yes.
He got his pig snout in there.
Mom,
He's
go?
just having a grand old time.
Oh, I bet it tasted good to him because he's got his snout in. It looks like he's tasting it.
Could have been eating it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, that tastes good.
Drinking it down and all that other stuff. The police came. They got selfies with the pig and finally got it back in the trailer.
Well, just to see the pictures of him, just that unabandoned joy of running.
That's what you see.
Yeah.
If a pig smiles, this one does.
You know it's good.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Took a little snapshot. I'm seeing that Kimberly said, I'm going to believe bigger.
Oh, thank you, Kimberly.
Here is Jenny and Tracy. They believe bigger. Merle said, you know what? $1,000. I believe bigger. Paul said, I believe bigger too. Here's my $330. This is absolutely amazing. I'm so grateful that you're getting involved in the history of His Radio for the next 40 years moving forward.
And, it's a big building. It's a big project because we need to stay updated. We need to have enough space for the team as it's grown over the years. We've been sharing offices, and I was in a closet for a while. So Literally.
Converted a closet so that she could be on the team.
Exactly. And so, we've done really well with what we have, but now it's becoming so outdated that it's actually a hindrance. And so God led us back in the summer to start this building that had been a dream for years and years. And, when you first start out on a project like that, you can get a little nervous. You can get a little anxious because you're thinking, I can't do this. We can't do this.
No.
God can do this. And I did see something that said, our King is seated. He's not pacing. He's not anxious. He's not nervous. He's not unsettled. He's not scared. He is seated, steady, and secure.
Come on.
Just mic drop right there.
It's just so good. So thank you for your help. We're not talking the operational budget, but specifically building for the future of His Radio. So thank you for helping to share the hope of Jesus to 500,000 people every week. And this building is going to help accomplish that with the space needed and the updated technology. So thank you for doing that. Do just like others did and text the word give right now to 800-447-7234. That is give to 800-447-7234. Meredith did that. Ailey and Chandozi. Oh, I love your name. Victoria,
that's nice.
Kristen, and Jeremy all did that as well. So go ahead, text give to 800-447-7234. If it's easier for you to go to the website, go ahead and do that. That's hisradio.com, hisradio.com, or you could give toward the building for the future of His Radio through the My His Radio app.